Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and this is going to be a quick look at a knife that I recently picked up. This is by CRKT, and it's part of their Minimalist line, designed by Alan Folts in collaboration with CRKT. Now, this is the newest offering from them, and it's called the, let's see if I can focus on this, the Folts Keramin, and basically indicative of the Kerambit look of the actual knife. So let me go ahead and open up the box and so you guys can see what all it comes with. Okay. You get the knife in its sheath. Let me set that to the side. You also get a length of nylon cord. Now this is more designed specifically to be worn as a neck knife, so you do get this cord lock as well, so you can adjust the length of the cord around your neck if you wanted to. But you also get a belt clip right here, so if you do want to ride it on your belt or maybe attach it to a pack or something like that, you have that option. And then you get a catalog, mini catalog in there. So let me put these back and set it off to the side. Now, one thing that I do want to note is this particular length of paracord does not come with the knife itself. This is something that I added separately. The reason for it is because I don't normally use these types of knife around my neck. I don't really like anything hanging around the neck. So what I do is I use this and loop it around one of the belt loops and then just drop this into my waist or into a pocket. So when I pull it out, you know, this is attached and it removes the sheath and the knife is exposed and ready to use. So obviously, as you guys can see, the main form factor of this is that Kerambit style. It's very indicative in the way it's sitting in the sheath in there. So that's one of the other reasons why I wouldn't wear this particular knife around my neck. Again, it's would tend to either not sit perfectly, up and down against my chest, so it would probably turn, and that was something that I would be messing with all day. So it's more trouble than it would be. So it's cool because you do get a lot of different holes around the injected sheath here. And so you get a lot of different carry options. So if you wanted to use the paracord to carry on your belt as well, you can do that. Or as you guys can see there with this little rig that I did here. The knife is also included a lanyard here. Now I have another knife in this particular line that I pretty much cut that off. I just didn't really like the way it looked. It was nice because it did add a little bit more grip to the knife itself. My pinky kind of wrapped around there, but it always felt like it would fall off. I don't know if it was just my imagination thinking that whenever I would need it, it wouldn't be there or it wouldn't serve the purpose. So I just went ahead and removed it, and I think I'm going to be doing the same thing to this one. I just wanted to leave it in there for the video purpose, just so you guys can see the way it comes. Now, the knife fits very nicely in the sheath. As you guys can see, there's no rattle. You don't hear anything. It's upside down, and it's in there. It's not going to come out unless you want it to come out, which is very nice because it's such a small knife that I fear that if it were to fall out or something like that, you might not hear it hit the ground and you might lose it. So let me go ahead and remove the knife so you guys can see what it's all about. And there it is. Very aggressive Hawkbill design there. Again, kind of more reminiscent of a Kerambit. So definitely not what I would consider an EDC blade. In other words, you're not going to be using this, or you shouldn't be using this to open up packages and things like that. You could, because it does have a very aggressive tip right here. It's very pointy. The websites do tell you by no means should you be prying with this knife. But again, you shouldn't be prying with the majority of knives. If you're going to be prying, then you should use a pry bar, which is the right tool for the right job. But again, this would be more suited for a personal defense option. It's very small, as you guys can see there in my hand. So it's very easy to conceal. And again, if you do have the training, it's very easy to use. Now you do get these handles on there. They're green in color, green and black. And it gives you just enough purchase on the knife, and they're molded enough to where it fits really, really comfortable in the hand. Your hands lock the knife, your fingers around it, and it locks in your hand, and it's not going to go anywhere, whether you're using it in the traditional grip or in a reverse grip. You do get some really positive lock of the knife in your hand, which is very important, especially if this is going to be a personal defense option, secondary blade or something like that. The overall length of the knife itself is 4.78 inches, so it's very small. blade length is 2.31 inches. So you do get a nice, you know, almost 2.5-inch blade that is going to be very wicked looking, and it's going to do a lot of damage, especially, like I said, if you are going to be considering this as a self-defense knife. It's bead blasted, so you're not going to have a lot of shine coming off the blade if you do pull it out or something like that. And you know, it's very menacing looking. You know, I would definitely recommend that if you are going to be picking up one of these knives and you are going to be using it in that role, that you do get some proper training, just because it's one of those things where if you're not fully trained on it, you might end up hurting yourself, as opposed to, you know, what the intended purpose for the knife, which is to defend yourself with it. So again, you know, it's just a school of thought there. So like I said, I don't normally carry this around my neck. I would carry it, you know, tucked in my waist, and this carry method with the paracord there, you know, just a length of paracord about 10 inches long, wrapped around the belt loop is probably one of the better ways that I found to carry it. Now, one of the things that I did learn is you do have to be very careful when you're putting the knife back into the sheath, just because, like I said, that tip is very acute, very pointy, and if you do miss it, you know, you might end up hurting yourself. But once you get it back in there and it locks up, you get positive retention on the lock, and you're good to go. Like I mentioned, I do have another one of the knives in that line, and it's this one right here. This is the Minimalist as well, but this is the Bowie style blade. This is definitely more of an regular EDC option. So if you want something to, you know, a small fixed blade to carry, obviously the way it sits up and down, you know, on your chest. It'll be more comfortable as a neck knife. Again, I don't do that. As you guys can see, here's the little attachment point also. But you know, this will definitely serve the purpose of more EDC tasks. So just so you guys can see a side-by-side comparison of the two. There is the Keramin, and this is the Bowie style. So, you know, it's you know, you definitely get a different ergonomic look to the knife itself. Like I said, it definitely looks a lot more menacing. So if you wanted to, you know, carry this for the self-defense aspect of it, just pulling it out and somebody seeing it might just you know, be enough of the deterrent that you need without actually having to use the knife itself. So CRKT, Alan Folts Keramin, part of the Minimalist line. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.